Martin Kove has been the go-to tough guy actor in Hollywood for almost 50 years.
Feels bad.
Sweep the leg.
Everybody, reflects that he's, they hate him.
Yes.
The guy is down the middle of the road.
He's great.
Hey, yo, it's DJ Khaled.
Hey, this is Kim Kardashian.
This is Mike Tyson.
Chuck the Iceman Liddell.
This is Martin Kove.
This is Sugar Ray Leonard, and you're watching
Before the Fame.
Before the Fame.
Before the Fame.
Before the Fame.
Before the Fame with Mike Sherman. Mike Sherman. Don't ever stop.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Before the Fame. And I'm your host, Mike Sherman. Coming to you from Multi Hornstein's Mixed Martial Arts Dojo in Miami, Florida, dressed in full gi. Because on today's episode, I'm sitting down with one of the world's most beloved villains on the big and small screen, Martin Kove, AKA John Kreese from the Karate Kid films and the hit series on Netflix, Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai is back where it belongs. Back on top. But the real story's only just begun.
Rambo.
You're the chosen one, huh?
Back in the Badlands, my man. You may return next month for the finals. But be advised, in the finals we use weapons.
Hey! You lose concentration of fighting your dead meat.
Cobra Kai.
Never dies.
Multi law.
You don't ever bring him in alive, now do you, Jake?
You say you're with the resistance? What are you doing out here?
Fighting Nazis.
Sensei Kreese?
Martin Kove has been the go-to tough guy actor in Hollywood for almost 50 years. With a rugged look and intense glare, he's a natural at playing the sinister villain as well as the occasional hero in over 200 films and TV series. Tell me about your career prior to The Karate Kid when you really first wanted to get involved in acting.
Well, I always knew, I think since the fourth grade, that I wanted to be, an actor. I think I was spoiled by a little play called The Golden Goose in the fourth grade in PS 161, And then I just got the bug and did lots of plays. And then one day I just picked up, I think it was 74, and came out to California.
Great friend of mine, right, Smokey, huh? Right.
Casting directors, however, saw the perfect bad guy in Martin, and the villain roles kept coming.
Mr. Llewellyn? It's him.
Huh?
Not the real him. The other one. The one we don't got.
Sit still, Cleopatra, and stop blocking me. My fans want to see me.
It was interesting the first year because it was all bad guys. It was John Kreese, but different. And I think I did 8 TV shows and 3 movies in the first year. And it was exciting, but I wanted to do something more vulnerable, a leading man. I wanted to do something else other than carry a gun and shoot people and fight.
But he won't quit.
Get up!
No matter what.
White Line Fever was a good project. And Sly and I did Capone with Ben Gazzara and Susan Blakely.
Sure, I remember that.
And those were fun. The first year in Hollywood, machine guns, but they were all kind of one-dimensional.
They were stereotyped.
Yeah, and I guess you pay your dues that
Sure
way.
you do.
You just pay your dues, but you don't think about it as a young actor. You just think of it as job after job after job, and then it occurs to you they're all the same.
You're the chosen one, huh?
Martin would collaborate with friend Sylvester Stallone many times, with their most notable pairing in 1985's Rambo 2: First Blood, where finally he got to play a good guy. You guys are a lot alike in a lot of different ways. I can see, action guys and tough guys.
We came up, the same time. We had the same. There was a personal manager named Kuno Spoonholtz, and he would get slide jobs like on 3rd Avenue at the Baronet Theater as an usher. He would get me a job as like a Santa Claus in Abraham and Strauss department store. This is the early 70s where we just started out.
That's a good story right there.
Yeah.
That's something not
I
anybody
didn't
knows.
last very long. I remember exactly. I got $180, and the little kids were sneezing and coughing on me, and I couldn't take it.
What's changed from Cobra Kai set?
Yeah, that's right. Right. They're a little older.
It's Ginger. She's got female problems.
What kind of problems exactly?
You know, with her plumbing.
When did you start seeing yourself playing different characters, where the door was opening up, where I can do this or I can do that, where that breakthrough was?
The dream is always most prominent. You know, you see Dustin Hoffman get an Academy Award and he says, don't worry about all you young actors, dreams will come true, just stick with it. How many times have I seen that? And you look at that and you say, well, you're Dustin Hoffman, you know, you're getting the Academy Award.
Easy for you to say.
Easy for you to say, you know?
Of course.
You know, but I'm a lot older now than I was then when Dustin Hoffman got an award or when I did White Line Fever. So you get seasoned as an actor, and you do truly understand that you do have to keep those dreams alive. Because that and tenacity and believing that if you're not hired, it's their mistake. Keeping those things always in mind is mandatory.
In 1984 came the defining role of Martin's career, cast as the cold-hearted sensei John Kreese in The Karate Kid, despite he himself having very little martial arts experience.
Karate was not really mandatory for anyone. Some people had a knowledge. It wasn't a prerequisite for any of the actors, you know, to read. It just helped if you were agile.
Finish him!
What made us all really adept was Pat Johnson, who ran with Chuck Norris in the 60s and 70s in the tournament scene. He was just brilliant. He trained me separately. He trained Cobra Kai separately, all the kids. He trained Pat and Ralph separately. So it was 3 factions. He did it so he created mystique of all 3 factions in the movie. And he did Batman, and he did Ninja Turtles, and did lots of movies. The guy was great. He was the bad guy that Bruce Lee wanted in all his movies.
But you think you can handle someone like me?
The martial arts are not only concerned with self-defense and physical conditioning, but also with the shaping of character and the building of inner strength.
What I learned about karate in that movie carried on over the next couple of years, because you do more movies that have martial arts. You're always doing black belt stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you're always getting choreographer to work with you with very sophisticated moves. And, you know, you haven't gone through the orange belt stage.
Yeah.
I learned a lot. And I still have weapons I used in Steel Justice. I still have these wagasashis that I pull out.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great discipline, and it helps you with everything in your life.
The Karate Kid set off a martial arts craze in North America, and audiences so enjoyed the rivalry between Miyagi and Cobra Kai. The film spawned 2 sequels, but at the time of the first film's release, Martin assumed it was just another action flick with him cast as the heavy.
I wasn't even in town when it premiered. My wife, at the time, I was doing a movie in Oregon. And I said, how was this Karate Kid? She said...
You're kidding me, right?
No, I'm not. And she says, oh, it was a terrific movie, terrific. And I said, well, how was I? And she goes, you're okay. Just like that, I swear to God. And I said, was this okay?
Mercy is for the weak.
However, Martin believes the simplicity of the John Kreese character is what makes him so enduring.
An enemy deserves no mercy. What is the problem, Mr. Lawrence?
But you got to remember that this was a one-dimensional character. And God knows how many times I've revisited him when I'm doing Cobra Kai. And looking at moves, where I keep my hands, his physicality, just looking at why he was so pertinent, you know, why that character was so rich to so many people. Dark, but rich. I never looked at that character as a villain, ever. He was a misunderstood character from the get-go, and I created a backstory myself.
You sure did?
Very similar to what the writers did.
Sweep the leg. You have a problem with that?
everybody, reflects that he's, they hate him, but he's pure.
Yes.
The guy is down the middle of the road.
He's great.
And his morality is down the middle of the road.
No mercy.
So the saying in Karate Kid, no mercy, did you put that in or was that in the script?
No, Robert Kamen was brilliant, and it was all his stuff. Everything was his.
You didn't ad-lib at anything on that?
Nothing. The only ad-lib I think I did was, I like that. I like that.
You're a pushy little bastard, ain't you? But I like that. I like that.
Robert Kamen wrote a classic, and the reason why I was saying wax on, wax off, no mercy, sweep the leg, 40 years later, is because that whole script, that's what we do with a classic, I believe. Play It Again, Sam, The Force Be With You. All of these, all these movies, even The Wild Bunch with Peckinpah, Let's Go. All these great movies have lines that have carried over into decades after the film was released. And each one of these movies, oddly enough, are classics. If it wasn't out of a good movie,
yeah, you'd never know
with
the lines.
good dialogue,
Right.
you wouldn't remember this.
Right. Welcome back. You're watching Before the Fame, and I'm your host, Mike Sherman. Today's show was on Martin Kove, aka John Kreese, from the hit Netflix show Cobra Kai. And right over my right shoulder was the original Cobra Kai dojo used for some of those memorable scenes in the original Karate Kid movies. Hollywood's current reboot trend found the Karate Kid, and Martin found himself returning to the dojo in 2018. We're 37 years later now. Karate Kid 1 and 2 is well behind us, and you get a call now about this new series called Cobra Kai. And, this is a long time ago, 40 years ago. What was your first reaction when they said they were doing this and they wanted you to come back and play John Kreese?
My very first reaction was, will they play other colors other than darkness? Will they deviate from the movies with this character?
It's not about the money. It's about the karate.
Free karate. How am I supposed to compete with that? Snake in the grass. He's talking about us.
Miyagi-Do. I should have taken care of that old bastard when I had the chance. I didn't know what to expect. They wanted me to come in episode 10, season 1. And I said, why can't I come in episode 5, episode 6? No, you're going to set up season 2. They're right. People just got blown away by John Kreese showing up. And for me, I smoked a cigar, I made an entrance.
That was great.
If you think that
Classic.
I knew what was going to come after that, I'm not that perceptive.
Everybody watching went like this.
They thought we were done.
And the line, that one line that reverberates for me, that I really enjoy saying in a different time was, the real story's only just begun. And it's such a well-crafted line, Cobra Kai also put Martin opposite a dojo full of co-stars that weren't even born when Karate Kid was topical.
You're about to begin your real training.
What's it like working with Billy and Ralph and these newcomers that are coming on, these new millennials, these new Generation Z kids that their mothers and fathers were watching you 40 years ago?
Some of these kids never saw the movie. They're terrific. They're really fun, and they're wonderful martial artists.
So they do know martial arts, these kids?
No. They learned during the period of time.
Right.
When I fought with Billy in episode 1, season 2, we spent 3 months learning that fight. These kids, they don't get a lot of time to master the fight in the school, the fight in Ralph's house. They just adapt well, and they're right there.
What are you looking at?
If the actor in the flashback scene from the Cobra Kai Season 3, episode Nature vs. Nurture, looks somewhat familiar, it's because it's Martin's son, Jesse Kove, stepping in and serving as a catalyst during a pivotal moment in John Kreese's backstory. What was it like being on set with your son?
Basically, you think that because my son bullies this busboy, you think that's John Kreese, and it's not. The busboy he bullies is me. And as soon as I walked into the diner, because I wasn't working that day, and the writers pulled me over into Video Village where all the screens are, didn't even say a thing. And they just pulled me over and he said, your son is killing it.
Let's start a fight you can't finish.
And I watched him you know, get his ass kicked outside the back of the diner.
Made you proud.
Made me proud. He's got his ass kicked, you know, but it was done very well.
It was like a Back to the Future scene.
Yeah.
I was really happy because it was cool to be able to kind of, my stuff within Cobra Kai kind of crossed both worlds. It was Cobra Kai, it was also Karate Kid, which is like crazy and cool.
It's very hard to really look good in a fight scene unless it's your stunt guy doing it. Jesse did it, and he adapted to it.
Jesse Kove is the oldest of Martin's 2 children with ex-wife Vivian, and I asked him about his reaction to seeing his father play so mean on the big screen. So your dad is now this icon, this 80s iconic cult figure of one of the best shows the 80s ever had, Karate Kid.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was my show. I mean, everybody loved that, you know, sweep the leg, no surrender, no mercy.
That's right.
You're a little guy. You must have been 1984, so you must have been
Wasn't
10
born yet.
You weren't even, oh my God,
Wasn't
showing
even
my
born yet.
age.
I was born in 90. I'm a 90s
90.
baby.
So now it's 2000, you're 10 years old.
Right.
You saw it for the first time.
Yep.
What was your reaction?
I mean, I think I saw it at home. I was home watching it. You know, he had posters like, you know, you see in the house. And I just thought what a great movie it was. I was rooting for Daniel as a kid. You know, hero
That's my
villain
dad.
stuff.
I mean, how can you not root for your dad?
I did, because he was such a bad guy, but I knew early on that he was playing a character, you know, having grown up in movies. It's crazy. You know, what's funny is I was at an event, some charity fundraiser a little while ago, and Sly was there. I said, hey, Sly, it's Jesse Kove, Marty Kove's my dad. And he goes, oh, hey, you know, and then I said, my dad's always telling me these funny stories of you two. And he's like, yeah, they're all true, all of them. And it was like, and it was just like, it was hilarious. And it was just, it was very funny. And, you know, these guys are like from an amazing era of coming up in, you know, in the cinematic world, you know, the things that the movies they're a part of, the different trends that they created, you know, it was a kind of like a no holds barred energy, and I think those guys still have that, and I think that's why a lot of people still respect them, and my dad still got some of that.
You are heading south?
An established actor and filmmaker in his own right, one of his favorite collaborators is his dad.
Nazis, they come this way. They are looking for me.
You know, I think part of our closeness comes from our love of film and movies, and you know, we're very similar in our way of like, you know, being tenacious in life and not taking no for an answer. And, you know, I appreciate that and respect that within him. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff that I've learned from him over the years and on my own and from my mother and from life in general. You know, but my dad and I, we fought. What father and son haven't fought each other? And, you know, I'm a young man, my ego gets in the way. He's been down that road many times before. You know, through conflict, closeness can be created, and I think that's an aspect to it. And then just, you know, being able to work together, being able to be creative together. You know, he and I are like a team. I help him, he helps me, and we want the best for each other, and we push each other artistically to do really good work.
On Dances with the Stars.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Kind of interesting.
Can you do that? It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, man. I hope my knees hold out.
It's the knees.
You don't know a boxing ring from a mule's.
After almost 50 years in the business, Martin still has one more project he'd like to accomplish, reviving a genre he fell in love with as a child.
The search for a good Western to do with my son is what I'm really looking for. Hopefully that'll be the next project. And you know, I'm reading a lot of material and just wanted to do a Western that'll revive the genre. And maybe Jesse and I could be on the cover of Time. The actors that rejuvenated the Western.
That would
then
be...
I could retire. I could just go away. Hello, this is Martin Kove. Remember, sweep the leg. And when you're with Mike Sherman, there's no mercy.
When you're walking on the street, you have all these young kids, 15, 16, 17, even younger, coming up to you. A whole new generation of fans. What's it like for you?
Well, it's really interesting when the little kids come. Yeah. And then the older. I was in Florida about 6 months ago. There was a little boy, 6, and his family comes up while we're eating lunch. They wanted an autograph and they wanted to take a picture, and I said, okay. 2 hours later, I'm in Ybor City. I'm in a cigar lounge. 2 older people come up, 67 years old. They say, hi, Martin, we love your show. We're from Brooklyn. This is my wife, and they're married, God knows how long, and we love the show. They're 67. He was 6. Unbelievable. I said, that cross-section is unbelievable. There are shows for teenagers, there are shows for kids, there are shows for adults, but rarely does one show have it all. And I think Cobra Kai does.
Well, guys, that's our show for today. I really hope you enjoyed it. And I want to thank Moti Hornstein's Mixed Martial Arts Dojo here in Miami, Florida, for bringing out my inner karate kid for this episode. Tune in for next week's show, where once again, we go down memory lane of some of the biggest names in sports, music, and entertainment, all before the fame. And follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm Mike Sherman. Thanks for watching.